and welcome to Wanted Down Under, the show that catapults a British family right across to the other side of the world to help them make the biggest decision of their life. Jeremy and Samantha Cookson are dreaming of a new life down under, where 5-year-old Georgia can run free in the great outdoors.
You know, we just want a change of our lifestyle, you know, just to really concentrate on us as a family rather than worrying about work and finances.
Jay works long hours as a physiotherapist to make ends meet.
It's obviously quite draining, it's quite tiring. Unfortunately, it's a necessary part of living here.
They want to work less and play more, but property prices in Australia may be too high.
$820,000?
Joking me, really?
I'm absolutely gobsmacked by that.
But can they leave their close network of friends and family behind?
It'll be fine, we'll be back soon. And then we can go home and we can see whether we think we're going to think about moving here or not, can't we? Because we're not definitely going to do that, are we?
Will the Cookson family make the life-changing decision to go where they're wanted down under? Gloomy economic situation in the UK makes the warm sunshine in Australia seem very attractive. People under 45 with a skill that's in demand could be packing their bags for a new life down under. Last year, around 60 Brits a day did just that. But what goes into making such a massive life-changing decision? We've pushed 20 British families to breaking point as they find out about real life down under. And after just 1 week, they'll have to vote one way or the other. Will they stay in the UK or will they move to Australia? Jay and Sam Cookson and their 5-year-old daughter Georgia are about to leave their home in Hampshire on a fact-finding mission to Melbourne, Australia. Golf enthusiast Jay is a well-established physiotherapist with 16 years' experience under his belt.
From my perspective, professionally, it could be a very good move. Most of the physiotherapy gurus are Australian, and that, particularly with where I am in my career, you know, I'm fairly up the ladder now, and not massive prospects of earning huge amounts of money more. So you sort of think, well, where do we go from here, basically?
At £36,000, he's close to his maximum earning potential. Jay has to do a lot of overtime to make ends meet, much to the distress of his wife, Sam.
Being a physiotherapist is something that, you know, he loves doing, but unfortunately it's all about money. It's all about earning a little bit more and trying to do the best by the family. So it's taking its toll, I think, work-wise, you know, for him to work as many hours as he's doing.
But life is made even harder as Jay suffers from a degenerative condition which will eventually rob him of his sight.
I don't really see myself as disabled, really, but my eye condition means that I can't see hardly at all in reduced light, so particularly through the winter months when it's dark, you know, you come to and from work, it's very, very difficult for me to get about. So I sort of see things at the last minute, but centrally I see very little.
You know, he's going to be completely blind, so it would be nice if we could allow him to sort of not work as much.
They hope that a new start down under might help ease their financial burdens and offer them and 5-year-old Georgia a better lifestyle.
My reasoning for going to Australia is purely Jay and her. You know, we just want to really concentrate on us as a family rather than worrying about work and finances and, you know, things like that. It's just really just try and get some enjoyment from life. We always thought about having more than one child, and it's, you know, at the moment it's not really possible, which is another reason why Australia would be, you know, I think it would just be another opportunity for us to extend the family, which would be just amazing. We want everything to be right, and it doesn't always pan out how you want it, but we're hoping for the best.
You can dress it up whichever way you want to dress it up, but it's going to be difficult. You know, it's a big upheaval, isn't it? So it's something you just have to sort of take at the time, and if you cope with it, you cope with it. If you don't, you come back, I suppose.
The Cookson family have so much to think about in their trial week in Melbourne. We have 3 different lifestyles for the family to sample. One in the country, one in the city, and one on the coast, each with an offer of a job and a brand new way of life for them to enjoy on their budget. First, let's take a look at the country lifestyle. The picturesque country towns around Melbourne are a great place to play golf, explore the local wildlife and try fantastic local produce. The cost of living in Frankston is cheaper than in the city. A family home will set you back around £200,000. Relaxation is the key. Heck, you can even have a spa. And if peace and quiet is your thing, there are wide open spaces literally on your doorstep. We found a hospital that's looking for new physios, offering a salary of £30,000 a year. Director of Physiotherapy, Jane Roberts, tells us more.
Frankston Hospital is a busy public teaching hospital located 1 hour from the centre of Melbourne. And the thing I like about the department is it's very warm, it's very friendly, and we do a lot of activities together outside of work hours. Jeremy, make sure when you come down to Australia that you give us a call. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
So that's the kind of lifestyle they can enjoy in the country. Let's see what's possible in the city on their budget. Melbourne is a fast-paced cosmopolitan city. Its global influences stand out wherever you go. One of the most accessible cities in the world, this hub of culture has something to offer everyone, no matter what their individual needs. If you're going to make this your home, you'll have to fork out about £300,000 for a small family house. But if you work in town, the pay is better. A physio's post at Cabrini Hospital will earn you a salary of about £38,000. Penny Westgate is the clinical coordinator.
This facility offers inpatient and outpatient services which are predominantly orthopaedic in nature. This is our extremely busy physio department. It's run by a great bunch of physios. Everyone loves working here. Jay, I've read your CV. It's most impressive. We're always looking for great physiotherapists to join our team, so get in touch with me as soon as you get here.
It looks like their life could shape up pretty well in the city, but what about a new life on the coast? One thing you can always rely on in Australia is a fabulous coastal lifestyle. Melbourne's beaches are a great place to look cool, throw a frisbee, even travel by seaplane. Offering endless ways to have family fun, this is an amazing place to soak in the atmosphere. But living by this trendy coast comes at a price, with houses selling from £300,000 and upwards. The £40,000 salary package at this nearby hospital should soften the blow. Con Marakadakis is the chief physiotherapist you'll need to impress.
So Jeremy, this is a busy hospital. Here you can see is a busy orthopaedic ward. We also run maternity services. Even I was born here, mate, so you'll enjoy it. Sandringham Hospital is only located 5 minutes away from the beach with its vibrant cafe and restaurant culture.
I can hear your heart racing at the thought of working at Sandringham Hospital. I've had a good look at your CV and I'm thoroughly impressed that you're the right candidate for the job. So when you're down in Melbourne, come down by the beach and say good day.
So there were 3 possible lifestyles for the Cooksons to try. In the country, where the cost of living's cheaper. In the city of Melbourne, where the pace of life is faster, homes more expensive, but accessibility is better. Or on the coast with its trendy beach culture and plenty of places for fun as a family. So 3 very different possibilities for our family to try. So which one did we decide would suit them best? The Cookson family flew off to sample city life in Melbourne for their trial week in Australia. For people with disabilities, Melbourne's one of the most accessible cities in the world, and this could make a huge difference to Jay. As they arrive at Melbourne Airport, jet-lagged and tired, they're still raring to go.
A bit excited, actually.
Well, it's good to be here.
Scared
Yeah, looking forward to it. A bit excited. Have a look around. Can't wait to see what's what.
I'm a bit anxious about driving in a foreign country, but it's okay because we're on the same side of the road as we are England, so that should help.
I'm always apprehensive about her driving, so that doesn't change from one country to the other. No, she's a very good driver. Yeah, excited and can't wait to find out what it's all about.
Our family are staying just 5 minutes from central Melbourne in a newly renovated townhouse.
Then let it go.
Come on, spin up.
Look, number 109. This is us. This is where we're going to stay.
Rental is expensive this close to town, and this 2-bedroom property will set you back £790 a week.
Look, ooh, it's pretty, isn't it? Yeah. Look up there. Is there the biggest fan you've ever seen?
Yeah, this is
Nice bed.
nice, isn't it?
Who's going to sleep on this one?
Do you think you're going to sleep there? Come on, let's go look at the rest then.
It's beautifully finished and will be a great base for exploring.
Look at that shower. That's amazing. Look, George.
Huge. We can lock Mummy in there.
I could quite happily stay in there, thank you very much.
You haven't seen the best bit yet.
Look at this kitchen. Nice. Oh, look, George.
Nice and light, isn't it?
Oh, look, there we
There
go.
you go. Pop out there.
It's all right, isn't it? Do you think this will do?
This will do.
I think we can stay here, can't we?
Excellent.
Should we go and explore a little bit more?
Yeah. Follow where the kettle is.
Yeah. Put the kettle on, make a cup of tea.
First impressions, I suppose. I don't know. It's not what I was expecting. I've got to be honest. It's not. I wouldn't know if this is a typical Melbourne home, but I know it's lovely.
And it should be too. If you were to buy this house, it's valued at $820,000.
$820,000.
Joking me, really?
Oh my goodness. I am really, really shocked.
Yeah,
by
I
that.
am.
Really
I am,
shocked.
completely.
That's £400,000. Well, one, it's out of our price range, so that's a non-starter anyway. But that's what London price is. I can't believe that. I'm absolutely gobsmacked by that.
With property prices so high in Melbourne, the Cooksons' finances could be stretched too far. If they can't find a way of making it work, unpacking could be a waste of time. Back in the Cooksons' hometown near Southampton in Hampshire, their 3-bedroom home has been a labour of love. They've put time, effort and money into making it just right for them. However, large mortgage payments mean Jay has to work a lot of extra hours to maintain their lifestyle. If they were to make the move, they'd want a much smaller mortgage and have set themselves a budget of £150,000 to buy their dream home. Any higher and Jay would be right back to square one. Although they've always been relatively high, in the past 5 years Melbourne's property prices have been experiencing a boom and are amongst the most expensive in Australia. Will Sam and Jay's budget of £150,000 allow them to find the family home they so desperately want? We found them 3 properties that could meet their needs. The first is in the inner city suburb of Kensington, just a few miles from the city.
Nice.
More affordable than the area they're staying in, this 2-bedroom townhouse is on the market for $370,000, just over £150,000, so right on budget.
This looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's that traditional sort of upside-down townhouse, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think this is the master.
Master bedroom, yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Look, Georgie.
Little yard, little garden doors.
Yeah. Look.
Small garden. No gardening to be done, which is lovely.
Yeah.
Let's go have a look upstairs then, George.
You can have a look?
Yeah, well done.
Well, it's not a traditional family home, but so far Sam and Jay are keeping an open mind.
Oh, it's all open.
Oh, look.
Ah, cool.
Oh, an open plan kitchen.
Open plan, lovely.
I see. I don't, this size isn't, dining room, furniture. It's
Table,
not
chairs.
overly a massive space.
But you can breakfast bar at least, can you? Stalls at the breakfast bar sort of type
Yeah.
thing.
You could make it more
Kinda nice.
family orientated.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, very nice. And this would be your bedroom, darling. This is too bad a size, actually, thinking about it. It's just about a double room, isn't it?
It's got a nice size wardrobe.
Double wardrobe.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, it goes right the way along, actually. It's
Oh, right,
quite
okay.
a big wardrobe.
So,
But is it-
theoretically, you could be room for two little ones with bunk beds or something like that.
So that's room enough for one more junior member of the Cookson clan, but the bathroom's a bit small for 4.
Well, it's
Another shower room and no bath. You wouldn't be happy with that, Georgie, would you? Because you love your baths, don't you?
well, I like a bath every now and then as well. And if we had another baby, you'd
you'd need a bath, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not too sure if it would be exactly what we needed.
No, The house has definitely got something about it, and it does feel very nice, but it doesn't feel to me like a family home. It doesn't give the impression
more
of
a couple's home.
Yeah, like you say, an inner city couple, no children, but
want to be able to go out in the town easily, work in the town, that sort of thing. I mean, price-wise, it's definitely something we can afford, particularly if the exchange rate got a bit better, hopefully in the next year or so.
Yeah.
So we would really be looking for an extra bedroom, but say for potential growing family, and certainly with a bigger garden for play area for the children.
Oh dear, a compromise might be on the horizon. If they can't afford a bigger house in the city, they might have to go further out of town. But Jay's deteriorating eyesight might leave him cut off if they were to move too far from the centre. So the second property we found remains close to Melbourne, but needs, shall we say, a little work. The decor's an acquired taste, and it's estate agent Ian's job to sell it to you.
Well, yeah, welcome to 363 Geelong Road. I'll tell you a little bit about the home. It's a 3-bedroom home with built-in robes. It's an Art Deco era home, so you'll notice as you walk through the home a bit of period features. As you can see with the picture wall framing through the lounge area and the timber detail. Price-wise, we're quoting $460,000.
Okay,
lovely.
Brilliant.
Great stuff.
At just under £200,000, that's $50,000 above their budget. Despite its obvious downfalls, Property 2 could be a unique fixer-upper opportunity if Sam and Jay were up for the challenge.
Oh, here we go, look.
Come and have a look.
Look at this. See, this is quite a big room.
It's a very big room. Yeah, so it's almost like a room in a stately home.
It is, and I don't actually know, sweetheart, whether we could get it up to what we want.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could theoretically open it right up to one great big room.
I wonder what. I really can't get a feel for what they've tried to do with the place, do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense at all.
Don't worry, Jay, it isn't any clearer to us either. The 3 bedrooms continue with their individual choice of decor.
And this is a bedroom. Not overly big. Period feature. Look at that feature up on the ceiling. Look at that. That's lovely.
Oh, yeah. Very oldie-worldy, though, isn't it?
It is. It's got a really dark feel to it, babe, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's quite a dark room, this one, isn't it?
It is very dark.
Just going to have a look at another room.
You can look, Jay, but don't expect any miracles.
Back here, we're going to the kitchen.
This isn't really a working kitchen at all for me. You'd have to gut it and completely refit the whole...
redo it, yeah. But again, it's dark. All the windows are...
And I would want to knock that right out.
This is obviously an extension, isn't it?
Oh, look, this is a big space, though.
And just a big sort of utility area, whereas I'd want to make this more like the main living area, because it's the lightest part of the house.
You'd want to spend quite a bit of time out here, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah,
but again, it would need completely gutting and redoing.
Yeah, it would do.
It's not really...
Yeah.
It doesn't feel very right to me at all, even though it's a nice, usable space. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know about you.
No, I know what you mean.
The sunroom leads onto the garden and an outbuilding.
Should we go across the garden?
So enclosed, isn't it?
I don't think this garden would be big enough if we ever wanted to add a pool.
Oh no, and they're big enough.
And it's quite overlooked. You've got a window there, you've got windows with a house there, and you've got this one over to the left.
No, we're near big enough anyway, is it?
It's not big enough. Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah.
I don't like the feel of it.
The only thing I like about it is how big it is.
It's a nice big building.
Everything other than that, I don't like.
No.
And it's just, say security bars everywhere, horribly busy main road out the front, dual carriageway. It's got a really strange feel.
I think it might need a Ghostbuster.
It might well do, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. You walk in, it's like The Exorcist. It's freezing cold. But yeah, kind of weird. Kind of weird.
OK, so it's old, weird and next to a main road. Plus you might have some unwanted house guests. While we leave the estate agent to show the house to another unsuspecting couple, the next stop is a place that's been totally renovated. Maybe this will be more up their street. Owner Louise is keen to show them around.
Thank you very much.
Property 3 is located in Yarraville, a little further from town but close to public transport for Jay. It has 3 bedrooms but it's above their price range.
And how much is on the market for?
It's on the market for $530,000.
Okay.
So please go in and have a look. And if you have any questions, come back to me at the end and we'll have a discussion about it.
Sure.
Great stuff.
Thanks
a lot.
Thanks.
Great, thanks.
That's £280,000, $130,000 over budget, but they could move in straight away. Sam hasn't seen an Aussie bathroom she likes until now.
Come and have a look at this. Wow. and look, it's got a bathtub.
Yeah.
Look at that shower.
Bathtubs haven't been popular in Australia, have they?
Nice tap, actually.
Just have showers,
Yeah.
normally.
Oh look, you've got 2 big windows up here, both that go obviously to the next room.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh wow!
Look at this.
Look at the size of it. Actually, it's really nice and big, isn't it?
Big pictures on the walls. And that's the
That's
windows.
the bathroom. The big.
Oh,
yeah.
right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This is obviously the main bedroom, I assume, with the built-in wardrobes and
Loads
stuff.
of space that you can.
Nice and big.
Yeah.
Nicely
Again,
finished.
High ceilings.
This is sort of like a combined sort of living, dining area.
Again, quite bright and light, isn't it?
It's very light, and the decor sets it off nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice modern kitchen.
Nice
isn't it?
range. I like that.
Okay, let's go and look upstairs.
They love the kitchen, but the top floor of property 3 isn't quite as big as downstairs, though still has 2 more good-sized bedrooms and a family bathroom.
What's this, Georgie? Is this a bedroom? Yeah, another big bedroom.
Look, another nice,
It's a nice
light
big
room.
window. Yeah.
Masses and masses of wardrobe space.
I feel like I'm in a scene from Mary Poppins.
Right.
You know, all the rooftops when they're up there with the
right,
bushes.
looking over the outside.
Only problem is it might take a pretty large spoonful of sugar to help the price tag go down. But if the garden's to their taste, maybe they could stretch.
Oh, look at the chairs,
Oh, yeah.
They're nice. Listen to that road.
Such a shame, isn't it?
That is just
So
that's
loud.
like major interstate.
You couldn't imagine being out here with friends and having a barbecue.
You just
with
couldn't do
that
it.
being a constant noise. And you can imagine sitting here with your nice pims and lemonade in the summer, and what can you see?
Containers.
Yeah,
Lovely.
they're like 4 high.
So that is just
They're actually taller than this building.
another big lorry. Yeah. Shame.
It
Oh, I
is a
suppose it.
shame.
It's a shame, but Ona Louise has got her sales pitch ready.
Across the road, they're rezoned it residential, so there's a whole housing estate going where those containers are.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That would be better to look at. I don't think it would change the noise of the road much, though. I think it probably just adds to it with people going in and out
Well,
with their
they're
new
actually
houses.
diverting all the trucks as well.
Are
It's all
they?
changing. Yeah,
Oh,
the
that
whole
would be
area is
superb.
changing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause-
I just don't want to sit here for the next 3 years on my own this big house.
No, you don't want to rattle around on
Around
your
that.
nice, do you?
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, that actually would change everything,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
After looking at 3 properties within easy reach of Melbourne, Jay and Sam have realised that city living comes at a cost, and one they may not be able to afford. Property 1 was on budget, but it didn't have enough space or that family feel they were looking for. Property 2 had plenty of room, but needed total updating and would have been too big a project. They loved Property 3 with its modern interiors, but its location on a busy road counted against it.
Okay, so we've seen 3 houses today in pretty much inner city Melbourne. We need to make a vote on whether we prefer home or Australia. But so here we go. For me, it's definitely the UK.
The UK.
And for me, I think I'm going to go with the UK.
Oh dear, the type of properties just wasn't for them. How will this affect their ultimate decision? With city properties being more expensive than expected, a new life out here would depend heavily on Jay's job. He's carved a niche for himself back home and he's got everything he needs for his job as a physio. But would the same be on offer in Australia? Straight from school, Jay worked as an electrician, but when he discovered he was losing his sight, he retrained as a physiotherapist. 20 years later, he's in charge of a 16-strong team on a salary of £36,000 a year. Jay's on his way to meet the staff of Cabrini Rehabilitation Hospital to compare his work in the UK with how it could be down under.
Mr. J. Cookson at the main reception for you.
Across town, Sam's also got a meeting with salon manager Stephen Sadler to talk about a possible career move from chef to hairdresser.
Oh, hi.
Hiya, Sam.
Hi, Sam. How are you? Nice to meet you. Hello, Georgia. How are you?
Good girl.
Come through into the salon and I'll show you.
As Sam gets ready to prove her potential, Jay's finding he can't get as hands-on as he'd like because he isn't registered to practice in Oz. So he's observing Chief Physiotherapist Yvonne Brilski.
Jay, this is Jean.
Hello,
Jean,
Jean.
this is Jay. Jay's here with us just for this morning.
All right. So Jean's had a partial knee replacement.
Okay.
And so she's just going to just do some basic bed exercises.
Sure, okay. So as you're doing those, Jean, can I ask you a few things? Is that okay?
That's fine, thank you, yes.
So how long ago was your op?
My op was, today's 9 days post-op.
Okay, so you're doing well. I see you walking on your crutches, so you're up and about.
Yeah, I am.
How's it all feeling?
It's the orthopedic side's feeling really good.
Good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
While Jay makes himself at home over in the hair salon, Sam's getting stuck into her potential new career.
So just come in nice and close. Okay, just guarding with your hand so it doesn't run over your client's face.
Sure.
Yeah. And we're going to work in a circular motion like so.
Do you do it quite hard or...?
Quite vigorously.
Okay.
Okay, so Nicole, how was that hair wash for you?
Yeah, it was good.
Nice and comfortable. Was it
Yeah.
vigorous enough?
It could have been harder, but I like harder.
Well, that comes with experience. Yeah. Well, I just think that, you know, you've done a really nice, beautiful job. It's nice and thorough from front to back, from side to side, and that's what's most important at the basin service. Perfect.
And done.
Done.
Thank you. I think it's something I could really get into, actually. I think I've kind of walked away today with that much knowledge. You really would need to spend a lot of time in the salon. And I think here in Australia it's preferable that you get the hands-on experience in the salon as well as the college course.
Great, Sam had a challenging but useful day, but she's worried about Jay. If he doesn't find the work fulfills his expectations, the move would be in jeopardy.
I think he's really worried that he's not going to get the same kind of job match here that he has at home. And I really hope today gives him a little bit more insight as to what's going to happen, and hopefully he'll walk away knowing that, you know, that it's possible that he can get the same kind of job and sit into it just as nicely as he would do at home. So hopefully he's getting what he needs out of today.
Back at the hospital, Jay's got the chance to talk to clinical coordinator Penny Westgate about his prospects and pay.
Just on pay scales, after talking to Yvonne, you know, what would a chief physiotherapist earn?
You're looking at somewhere between a $50,000 and $70,000 pay scale here for that type of level, and chief up to the $70,000 type of level, and then there's some grades after that.
That's roughly £30,000.
The department at Cabrini has been great. It's given me a little bit of an insight into a typical physio department. Talking to Penny, who's the clinical director here, you know, she's given me insight into salaries and so on and so forth. So that's nice to know that I could probably earn very similar money here that I could at home at the level that I'm at within my profession. And Penny also mentioned here that them as an employer are happy to support people who have special needs, shall we say. So again, it would appear that the support and the help is both there from employers and the government side of things as a resident of Australia, so that's good.
How did Penny rate Jay's potential as a prospective employee?
I think the way Jay deals with his disability is an asset. He has the ability to convey confidence with how people have been able to adapt to life's adversities, and he will always be somebody that therefore is going to do well at whatever he does. That is probably his biggest hardship that he's ever had to deal with. If Jay returned to Melbourne and was looking for a job as a senior clinician here at Cabrini Health, we would be certainly very happy to welcome him and discuss his potential to work with us further.
Great! Penny seems to think Jay would be the man for the job. How will Jay vote? Does he think work in Australia could be better than his job in the UK?
Finished my work experience, and Cabrini Hospital have been absolutely fantastic, so thank you to them for showing me around. Got a good idea, insight into what they do here, but I feel I probably get a little bit more professional autonomy at home. So with that, I've got to go for the UK as my vote for work.
If the Cooksons move to Melbourne, it's important that Jay can move around independently. So we've had a look at how a visually impaired person might fit in.
I find Melbourne to be one of the most accessible cities in Australia. In my role, I travel around Australia a fair bit, and Melbourne is very, very easy to navigate.
The City of Melbourne takes really seriously the whole area of disability. Inclusiveness is a huge part of what it is to be in Melbourne.
So how does this city show it cares?
One of the things that is really good in the City of Melbourne is the development of tram stops. There's recorded information where you can press the button.
Route 1 to South Melbourne Beach is due in 3 minutes.
They're raising the platform so that the tram comes in level with the platform stop, and so obviously making it so much more accessible, not only for people in wheelchairs, but people who are visually impaired as well.
One of the ways I find useful for navigating my way around Melbourne City is tactile ground surface indicators. There's tiles that have circles on them and you can feel that under your feet, so you know that there's potentially an obstacle or a hazard. It alerts the person who is blind or vision impaired to stop and seek out with their cane whether or not they're going upstairs, downstairs.
The council are keen to hear about the Cooksons' experiences visiting Melbourne.
If they move here and they're challenged by it and they find things that need to be improved, let us know, because we're always looking to improve in these areas.
Robin has some words of advice for Jay.
If you're considering coming to Melbourne to live as a person who is blind or vision impaired, it's really important to get a sense of the main streets within Melbourne. Because our streets are set out in a grid pattern, it's very easy to learn.
And what assistance could Jay get?
In Australia, we have free public transport for people who are blind or vision impaired, so it's really important to be aware of what your entitlements are. Talk to another person who is blind or vision impaired, because it's through peer support that we actually learn the best ways to navigate, and you learn through other people's experiences.
The Cookson family from Southampton hoped that a move down under would dramatically improve their lifestyle.
My reasoning for going to Australia is purely to really concentrate on us as a family rather than worrying about work and finances. It's just really just try and get some enjoyment from life.
But they were shocked by the cost of Melbourne property and couldn't see themselves living in the big smoke.
Sorry. Oh, I suppose it.
Both Jay and Sam did well at work, but Jay was disappointed he'd have to take a step back professionally.
I feel I probably get a little bit more professional autonomy at home, so with that, I've got to go for the UK.
Will the thought of leaving loved ones on the other side of the world make their final decision harder or easier?
We'll be fine, we'll be back soon, and then we can go home and we can see whether we think we're going to think about moving here or not, can't we? Because we're not definitely going to do that, are we?
Since they arrived in Melbourne, Jay's adapted well to his new environment, but country girl Sam's finding the busyness of the big city and its safety hazards for both Georgia and Jay just too difficult to contemplate.
You feel that?
That's where Daddy's got to stop.
Yeah, so you know where the edge of the platform is.
Isn't it?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Clever, isn't it?
You have to hold on tight to us, otherwise we'll get lost, won't we?
They need a dose of the outdoors lifestyle, so they're popping on a tram to Melbourne's Royal Botanic Gardens to check out the open spaces you can find in most Australian cities.
The gardens here, they're lovely. I mean, it's really...
Very tranquil, isn't it?
It's very tranquil, right in the middle of the city, so it's nice that they dedicate such a large space to something so nice.
It's certainly the greenest part that we've seen so far, so it's kind of nice to get away as a family and with Georgia, let her run around for a little while. Look, see if you can see any baby duckies. The last couple of days has been just sort of concrete upon concrete and trams and noise, so this is probably the nicest day that we've had so far as peace and quiet is concerned.
Although the layout and closed-in nature of the city allowed Jay better accessibility, Melbourne's had a profound effect on Sam.
This way. Okay. I'm really not used to the city life, and I get a bit claustrophobic. And you know, we were out walking through town where I just said to him, I was just like, that's enough. I've got to go. I really am a country bumpkin. But I don't think you kind of realise that you're in love with your country life as much until you come to a place that's this big.
It doesn't really faze me, and in some respects it's nice, but I think as my eyesight deteriorates and stuff like that, familiar, close-in surroundings are probably better, rather than sort of working through, big open expanses of areas that I'm not overly familiar with.
This conflict in their needs could make moving to one of the bigger Australian cities unrealistic. But with everything so widely spaced out, if they weren't close to town, access for Jay could be an issue. But Sam's claustrophobia would make her life unbearable. Although they'll shortly be heading back into town, it's safe to say that the Cookson family are much happier in the lush surroundings of the Botanic Gardens. So for now, with spirits high, how will they vote on this aspect of Australian lifestyle?
For my vote on the lifestyle leisure activity, I'm going to go with Aussie. Well done.
I'm going to vote for Oz.
This week has proved to the Cooksons how much would be at stake if they were to move down under. So how will they feel when they hear messages from their loved ones back home?
Hi Sam, Jay and Georgia. I hope you're having a fantastic time in Oz.
Going to miss you, obviously, especially someone to take money off on the golf course.
Jay's a wonderful brother. We're very close. We spend quite a lot of time together. He's a great character. I think I've always had a special relationship with Jay. Certainly from after my mum died, and it was one thing that she insisted upon when she was poorly, that, you know, big sister Mandy would take care of him, if you like, because she always thought her boys needed taking care of, especially the little one, Jay.
I couldn't be prouder of him, that anybody that can start again, go to university and do a difficult degree like physiotherapy, you cannot but be proud of a son like that. He's done wonderfully well.
I'd say Sam's one of the most loyal people that you could ever get. She's always bubbly and outgoing. You know, you always know that you're going to have a good time and something exciting is going to happen. And we just get up to some mischief, really.
She's just such a great girl, and you always have a good laugh when you go out with Sam, especially down the pub.
As soon as I saw her, I thought, you know, what a lovely girl. And their relationship together, I think, has blossomed over the few years they've been together. The time I spend with George, as you know, she's a lively little girl. We have time here in the morning before she goes to school. She spends probably an hour with me before we go to school, and that I love and that I will miss. Certainly I will miss it.
When you have to change your career because of a disability, to then kind of turn your back on it is a huge decision. It's just a massive decision.
I think for Jay it'll be doubly difficult for anybody, because he's very familiar with his environment here, and his sight's failing fast. I think he's got very little sight left, and it will be incredibly difficult for him to actually familiarise himself with new surroundings.
I've said to her that I don't want her to go, but ultimately it's their decision as a family, and if that's what they want to do, then that's fine.
Can you imagine if she decides how it's going to be for you?
Auntie Jo just made me cry.
Just want to wish you the really very best of luck in this venture, and I really hope it works out for you. We'll miss you like mad.
I hope you enjoy it. I hope it makes your dreams come true. Everything works out for you guys. Of course, we'll miss you, but we'll be able to see you soon.
I'm going to miss you all. It's going to be quite a wrench when you go. All I can say is, if you go, enjoy yourselves, look after yourselves, work hard, take care of each other. Lots of love, Dad.
Oh, give me some tissues.
You all right down there? Yeah? Are you crying too?
I think she might be a little bit sad.
A little bit sad, isn't it? Brings a little bit of a tear to your eye, doesn't it? I've not heard anything I wasn't expecting. It's since my mum's mentioned, that's what gets me. But you know, she's got anyway. But that's something that's a little bit hard to take. Can you come back to me in a minute?
For me, you just kind of think, oh, you know, we're going to miss them, and, you know, obviously we're going to miss our lives there, and, you know, everything is all about us. You kind of don't really think about how they're feeling, and although they sort of, you know, our friends and family have said a couple of things, they've all been sort of, yeah, get in there, go. But then you see the other side, that they obviously don't want to make you sad by saying that they don't want us to go, so it's quite upsetting.
You miss Martha?
Oh.
But you'll see Martha next week. You'll see Martha soon, won't you?
And I'm
sure Martha's my niece, so Simon's little girl, and she's just about a year older than Georgia, and they get on very well together, so they would miss each other. Wouldn't you? You miss Martha, wouldn't you? And Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you'll see them soon, don't worry. Oh.
I'm sure Martha misses you too, sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. We all miss everybody too. We all miss everyone too. Don't we? You'll be fine. We'll be back soon. And then we can go home and we can see whether we think we're going to think about moving here or not, can't we? Because we're not definitely going to do it, are we?
Oh, I could see Sam and Jay were shaken by Georgia's tears, and they've been forced to re-evaluate their emotional ties to the UK, and their week in Australia has been a mixture of highs and lows. The Cooksons have come to the end of their roller coaster week. Although they wanted a better life for 5-year-old Georgia, they were surprised how strong her feelings about leaving her family could be.
Georgia's broken my heart crying about Martha.
Yeah, but I think that shows how close they actually are.
Yeah,
and I don't actually think us or Simon and Wendy realise how close they are.
They discovered that property in Melbourne was amongst the most expensive in Australia, and they couldn't find the right family home for them.
If we're going to move over here, it's going to have to be a substantial change financially.
Jay got on well at work, but is still unsure.
I'd have to take quite a big step back professionally, but it would be a little bit of a building process again, which obviously I've had to go through at home already.
So with their decision growing ever closer, the pressure of starting again so far from home will be difficult to bear.
If we did do something like this and we got it right, it would potentially change our lives for the better. The whole process is going to be incredibly stressful, but once we did it, if we got it right, it would just be amazing. So worthwhile.
Could be huge.
Yeah.
It could also be a disaster, but it could be huge.
So we just got to say, think on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The Cooksons must decide once and for all. Do they prefer their lives back in the UK, or have they found something here in Australia that would make them decide to move down under?
We're at the end of our week in Melbourne and it's been fantastic, and it's now time to make the big vote whether we fancy here or fancy staying at home. So here we go. My vote is, at present, England. With all things taken into account, work, house, family and friends, at this point I'm happy at home, but never say never.
So my vote is going to be on our last day, is going to be England. It's just because I miss my cousin and both of my cousins.
What we've seen so far is basically city-based, with a city life, and I'm very much a country girl, and I think my vote is going to be England.
The Cooksons found the sheer scale of Melbourne overwhelming and were surprised at the cost of property there. And Jay's realised he's onto a good thing with work in the UK. I could see the ties with family were stronger than expected, so it seems the future won't include a move down under. Join us again next time and find out what happens when another British family have to decide whether to go where they're wanted down under.
Homes Under the Hammer, next on BBC One in Cardiff, Kent and Liverpool. Then buying a property at auction on the Queen's doorstep. 2 eager bidders go into battle for a house in Windsor at 11.
Hello and welcome to Wanted Down Under, the show that catapults a British family right across to the other side of the world to help them make the biggest decision of their life. Jeremy and Samantha Cookson are dreaming of a new life down under, where 5-year-old Georgia can run free in the great outdoors.
You know, we just want a change of our lifestyle, you know, just to really concentrate on us as a family rather than worrying about work and finances.
Jay works long hours as a physiotherapist to make ends meet.
It's obviously quite draining, it's quite tiring. Unfortunately, it's a necessary part of living here.
They want to work less and play more, but property prices in Australia may be too high.
$820,000.
Joking me, really?
I'm absolutely gobsmacked by that.
But can they leave their close network of friends and family behind?
It'll be fun, we'll be back soon. And then we can go home and we can see whether we think we're going to think about moving here or not, can't we? Because we're not definitely going to do that, are we?
Will the Cookson family make the life-changing decision to go where they're wanted down under? Gloomy economic situation in the UK makes the warm sunshine in Australia seem very attractive. People under 45 with a skill that's in demand could be packing their bags for a new life down under. Last year, around 60 Brits a day did just that. But what goes into making such a massive life-changing decision?
We've pushed 20 British families to breaking point as they find out about real life down under. And after just 1 week, they'll have to vote one way or the other. Will they stay in the UK or will they move to Australia?
Jay and Sam Cookson and their 5-year-old daughter Georgia are about to leave their home in Hampshire on a fact-finding mission to Melbourne, Australia. Golf enthusiast Jay is a well-established physiotherapist with 16 years' experience under his belt.
From my perspective, professionally, it could be a very good move. Most of the physiotherapy gurus are Australian, and that, particularly with where I am in my career, you know, I'm fairly up the ladder now, and not massive prospects of earning huge amounts of money more. So you sort of think, well, where do we go from here, basically?
At £36,000, he's close to his maximum earning potential. Jay has to do a lot of overtime to make ends meet, much to the distress of his wife, Sam.
Being a physiotherapist is something that, you know, he loves doing, but unfortunately it's all about money. It's all about earning a little bit more and trying to do the best by the family. So it's taking its toll, I think, work-wise, you know, for him to work as many hours as he's doing.
But life is made even harder as Jay suffers from a degenerative condition which will eventually rob him of his sight.
I don't really see myself as disabled, really, but my eye condition means that I can't see hardly at all in reduced light, so particularly through the winter months when it's dark, you know, you come to and from work, it's very, very difficult for me to get about. So I sort of see things at the last minute, but centrally I see very little.
You know, he's going to be completely blind, so it would be nice if we could allow him to sort of not work as much.
They hope that a new start down under might help ease their financial burdens and offer them and 5-year-old Georgia a better lifestyle.
My reasoning for going to Australia is purely Jay and her. You know, we just want to really concentrate on us as a family rather than worrying about work and finances and, you know, things like that. It's just really just try and get some enjoyment from life. We always thought about having more than one child, and it's, you know, at the moment it's not really possible, which is another reason why Australia would be